It's hard to just feel, but at the same time, being okay with how you feel and continuing to move forward regardless of how you feel. Pushing past how you feel means trusting that regardless of how you feel right now, that in the future, there's better days to come. Just because you don't feel good about what you're doing right now doesn't mean that tomorrow you're going to feel the same exact way about the thing that you're doing. Notice something about what you're doing. You noticing that one specific detail can lead you to loving something. You have to be willing to face a variety of emotions, and you must be ready to swim even though the currents are going wild. You gotta know that regardless of where you're at, you're gonna make it out on top. That's not just something to say to motivate you. That's real. That's the type of faith that you need to have within yourself. You need to trust that whatever you do, you're gonna be great at it. Regardless of how bad you are in the beginning. You think a certain way about it, so you act a certain way. You act in a way where you're cautious. You don't really trust that the situation will turn out for the better. You feel like you have to make a certain decision based on how you feel. That's a problem that can keep you from choosing to evolve. Everyone wants to evolve. Everyone wants to be a better person. Everyone wants to do beautiful things. But most people don't want to face the insecurities that are involved with being a better person and being the greatest to ever do it. To be great, you have to push yourself to do great things. What would a great person do? Would a great person be gossiping right now, or would a great person be picking up a book and studying? Studying to create a better version of themselves. There's intention behind everything. Whether or not you think you have an intention about something, there's one in the back of your mind that you aren't even aware of. Decisions are made by how an individual thinks. The way an individual carries themselves is how they will be seen. Not only seen by others, but the way a person is seen by themselves is how they will carry themselves. If I see myself as low value, if I see myself as some person who has no type of wisdom to share, then I will carry myself like that, and people will see me from that perspective. I'm creating a perspective of myself in which other people are viewing. It's a lot of times not a conscious decision. Who would make a conscious decision to be a loser, to be insecure, to not trust themselves? Something has arisen in your spirit that led you to be insecure, that led you to be weak, that led you to depend on other people for validation and all sorts of other needy things. You don't need anyone to feel better about yourself. You can think that getting certain things will make you feel a certain way. Think about when you get something that you wanted for so long. You get it, you're ecstatic for a while, but eventually it fades away. It's like any other thing in your life. When you start to look at the world in a way where everything looks the same, but at the same time it doesn't really look too good, and you're not too happy about anything around you, then that's when you realize that life used to be better. How can I make my life better? Life never really becomes easy. You just become stronger. You begin to endure certain emotions that arise within the world. You trust that you can make it past that emotion because you've experienced it before. Once you've experienced something, you already know that you have the capabilities to experience it again, or to grow to a higher level to experience something even greater. Something that'll push you to become even stronger. As some people say, there's levels to how somebody lives. When you're working on getting better, you have to ditch the system. You have to ditch what you believe to be true. Because regardless of an individual's class, they're still a person. They still have emotions. They still are trying to figure life out in a way just like you. They're still trying to understand themselves. So when you try to structure life in a way where you put people in groups, you're looking at the world from a perspective where you see separation. You see this person versus this person versus this person. And that's what keeps your mind cloudy. You might be so deep in to thinking a certain way to the point where you make decisions that aren't really benefiting you or other people. You're actually doing things to harm the world and you don't see it because of your identity. You think you have to hold this identity up just like this, but in reality, you don't. You can choose to let go of that identity, take on a new identity, and make decisions based on this new identity. It's all a matter of trusting your own abilities, not looking at somebody else, not needing guidance. It's about experiencing and gaining wisdom from what you experience so you can share that wisdom with other people. People that need that wisdom to get to the next level. If you want to make it to the next level, you gotta be willing to sacrifice who you are to get to that next level.